Hey everybody, I'm Chef Tom with allthingsbbq.com, and this is Wood-Fired Chicken Chimichurri Pizza. Well, today we're gonna have some fun with the Alpha wood-fired oven, starting with some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs, which get incredible texture and crust from the radiant heat inside that wood-fired oven. We're gonna make some chimichurri and a cream cheese base and work our way to that wood-fired chicken chimichurri pizza. Now, first thing we gotta do is get the wood-fired oven going. Well, today we're cooking on the Alpha 4 Pizza wood-fired oven. We're gonna get started with a split oak wood fire right in the middle of the deck. So we're essentially gonna go right in the middle, kind of log cabin style. I'm gonna throw a couple of Kamado Joe fire starters down in here to get us going. And we'll light it up. Now while the oven's preheating, we're gonna prep our chicken. So like I said, we're doing bone-in, skin-on thighs, and we just wanna give them a little bit of trim. We wanna make sure that there's not any like hard cartilage or stuff left behind, and then trim off some of this excess skin. We're gonna cook these just in a shape just like that. So if there's anything extra that doesn't need to be there, we'll go ahead and take that off. Excess fat at these high temperatures could cause some flame, which we don't necessarily want to deal with. And then like this one's got a bunch of extra skin. Some of it's still got some feathers on it, so we can definitely trim some of that off. Again, feeling around for any cartilage pieces. I don't feel any, so we'll go ahead and put this like presentation. Take off that excess. And then the other thing we want to do is just make sure that we can get some seasoning under the skin, and that's already pulled back, but we're going to keep it attached. So now we can go ahead and get these seasoned up. So we're seasoning these today with the Cattleman's Grill Roadhouse. This has got great salt, pepper, garlic base, and then some chipotle, some bay leaf, just a touch of cumin in there. We're going to get this underneath the skin. Important to get it onto the meat as well as on top of the skin. Basically want to get it seasoned up, all visible meat, roll it into how we're going to actually place it in the oven presentation wise, and hit that skin with a little bit of seasoning as well. And repeat for all of the other thighs. Under the skin, that bottom side. Roll it up and hit the skin. All right, so we've given this fire just enough time to where everything's kind of breaking down. So at this point, we've preheated that center deck. We're gonna move our fire off to the left side of the oven. We'll go ahead and brush the ash and debris off to the side as well. And then we're gonna cook our chicken on the Barbecue 500, which is just a little rotating grill that fits inside of the pizza oven. And the cool thing about this is you can actually get some coal out of our fire over here. I'm gonna take some of these red hot coals and put them in the pan so we can actually heat the chicken from underneath, as well as over the top, that radiant heat coming off the dome. So I'm just gonna put coals on half of that, then we've got our grate above, so we can kind of swing our chicken around for direct and indirect heat. All right, so we've let this fire kind of mellow out a bit to the point where it's just sitting a little bit above 500 degrees. I want to actually add a little bit more hot coals to the bottom of our pan here, kind of break those up. Again, this is for like some direct heat underneath the chicken. We're gonna have to be able to slide this all the way in, cook on one half, leave one half open, close the door so that we can bring the internal temperature up. So for now, I'm gonna start on the indirect side, no coals underneath. And we'll slide this all the way back in here so we can get the door on. Just go ahead and throw one more split of wood on the fire so we've got some flame coming over the top. So while the chicken's cooking, we're gonna put together our chimichurri cream cheese base for this pizza. We're gonna start with a half bunch of parsley, which if we mince this all the way down would come out to a little bit more than a half cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup. I'm just gonna give it a rough chop because we're gonna do all of this in the food processor. We're gonna do the same thing with our cilantro, stems, leaves, all of it, a half bunch of cilantro. Also got some fresh oregano. Again, if you're mincing this all the way down, we're talking about like 2 tablespoons of minced oregano. We're giving it just a rough chop. A couple cloves of garlic, some good big cloves of garlic. Just get the skins off there, crushed. Let the food processor do the rest of the work. And then about a 1/4 cup of minced shallot. So let's get all of that into our food processor. Herbs, shallots, garlic. No garlic paper, please. We're gonna add a couple tablespoons of capers for that salty brininess. A couple tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Need a 1/4 cup extra virgin olive oil. A little salt. Can adjust more later. A little bit of pepper. And then you always gotta have some chili flakes in your chimichurri. So today we're just gonna be using about a teaspoon of our Cattleman's Grill carne asada. All right, so sort of a coarse consistency right now to the chimichurri. Since we are gonna blend this straight into the cream cheese for our cream cheese chimichurri base, I'm gonna go ahead and add it now. So we're using 1 8-ounce block of smoked cream cheese. This was just smoked at 250 for like 2 to 3 hours. You don't have to use smoked cream cheese, you can use it fresh, but love to work that smoked flavor in where we can. Looking and smelling amazing. All right, that's looking really nice now. Let's have a little taste. Oh man. Smoky, creamy, but it's all cut by the brightness and acidity of that chimichurri. What a magic combination. This is going to be the base of our pizza. Check that out. That blistering on the surface. You can see the fat moving through the skin. That looks beautiful. Now we want to get some of that radiant heat from underneath, so at this point we're going to spin this to put it right over the hot coals, slide it back in there, and put the door back in place. All right, chicken's been on for about 20 minutes. We've just passed 175, which is pretty ideal for chicken thighs. You can just listen to that. You can hear how crunchy that skin is. So these are ready to come out of the oven, and we'll move on to making the pizza. All right, so we've given the chicken a little bit of time to cool down. You can hear just how crispy that skin is. It's almost like fried chicken. So we don't want that to go to waste. We're actually gonna peel it off. We're gonna shred up the meat, and we're gonna dice up the skins, just kind of throw on the pizza as a topping at the end. So the thigh meat itself, we're just gonna separate from the bone. You can either dice or shred this to your desired consistency and size. Probably just take the whole thing and kind of cut it in to some strips like this, or just pull it right apart. Either way will work. All right, so let's put these things together now. We're gonna do these kind of personal flatbread style, not necessarily traditional pizza shape. We'll go a little bit oblong just to, have some fun, make it a little interesting. Make them kind of football shaped today. Stretch these out. Do this by hand. You can do it with a rolling pin, whatever you're comfortable with. But essentially this is gonna be like your own personal serving. So the pizza dough we're using, same pizza recipe we use in most of our pizza videos. You can go check out the video for how to make pizza dough if you want step-by-step instructions. But just so you know, this is a quarter of one of our normal batches, one right here. So this is about a 7-ounce dough ball that we've stretched out. So what we're gonna do is get our chimichurri cream cheese, nice slather of that on here, top it up with some of our wood-fired chicken. A little freshness from some cherry tomatoes. And a little kick from our pickled onions. I actually use my pastrami pickling spice when I make these. I'll throw the recipe on the blog, and you can check that out in the video description down below. Slide that one off right in the back, and I'm gonna go build another and bring that over as well. Get a little browning around the edge there. Get a little bit more on the bottom, a little bit more on the side. Wow, that's looking pretty. Nice sizzle going on top. We can give it just a little bit of brown by putting it right next to that flame. Yeah, it's looking good. All right, so finishing touches now. We're gonna take our crunchy chicken skin and put that on top. And then we're just gonna finish it with some freshness, some peppery baby arugula on top that we're gonna hit with just a little bit balsamic and a little bit of oil. Make sure that gets dressed. Ooh, and then you got this fresh green topping right there on your pizza. Now you got your salad and pizza all in one. All right, let's slice into it so we can get a taste. All right, let's check it out. Oh man, that chicken. Fantastic savory flavor to it. But that creamy chimichurri base, that's where it's at. That stuff is amazing. It's complemented really nicely by that tang from these pickled onions, a little bit of freshness from your tomato. And, you know, that pizza dough is holding up. Nice texture to it, just the right amount of crunch, just the right amount of chew. This is a great little kind of out-of-the-box kind of pizza. Give someone one of these on a plate, all to themselves, they're gonna be stoked. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to check out allthingsbbq.com for all the products featured in today's video. If you enjoy the recipe, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions or comments or there's anything you'd like to see me cook, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's be good to one another. For more recipes, tips, and techniques, head over to allthingsbbq.com/thesauce. All things barbecue, where barbecue legends are made.